What is up, all of you Ugnaughts and Jawas out there, and welcome back to yet again another episode of Mando Talk. I am your host, as always, Caleb Keller, and joining me this week, he is back to talk about some Star Wars with me. Unfortunately, DJ was not able to be here, so Zach Horvath, by the way. Zach Horvath is here, was so kind enough to be able to come on with me and talk Star Wars. I can't wait. Zach, what's up?
Let's go. What's up? Thank you so much for having me back. So happy to be back. Shout out DJ. I'll take your place for a second. You know, I'll be back up. And I'm so happy to be here. So excited to talk. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about, right?
Dude, we got so many good, solid news pieces, as I like to say, to discuss. And of course, you know, because everybody that has been a longtime listener, you know that Zach kind of went off to do Video Game Nightcap, which he's got some great content on that YouTube channel for those of you that are video game diehards out there. Check that out. He went to do that. So, of course, we got some video game discussion because, you know, we got Lego Star Wars, Skywalker Saga that's out. I got to get his review. We'll get to that eventually. And also, you know, Celebration's coming around, and we've got the massive sequel of Jedi Fallen Order that's supposed to be getting some form of announcement, teaser, who knows, poster. We'll see. We'll talk about that when we get to that discussion. So, news pieces, video game talk, we got a lot of stuff to cover this week, and I can't wait to do it. And as always, me and DJ continue to talk about this, Zach. You do a great job as far as giving us perspective that maybe us diehard Star Wars fans get way too in the nitty-gritty with. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on some of these news pieces. And also, I think we're going to have an opportunity to get your thoughts on some things that have come out in Star Wars since we last spoke about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because it's been a minute. I mean, I know we did our Spider-Man No Way Home spoiler discussion, but I don't think we've talked Star Wars since you left the show, right?
No, I don't think so. No, that's why I was excited to come back, because
it's been a while.
We're talking Star Wars.
Yeah,
it's been a long time. It's been months and months, man.
Yeah, but of course, you know, me and Zach are always hitting each other up with Marvel. I mean, Moon Knight. We're talking about that.
We're talking Star Wars too. Like,
yeah, we're talking Star Wars too, of course. I mean, it's just glad to have you here on the mic because like I said, great conversations always flow. So I'm ready to get into these conversations. And by the way, if you check us out here live, again, as always, drop your thoughts on these news pieces and anything in the live chat, and we will discuss it here on air. And appreciate everybody that doesn't listen to us live. Appreciate you listening to us on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. But with all of that said, let's get into it. First news piece. We got some television news. This one I'm assuming Zach might be very excited with as far as his connections to something else. Peter Ramsey, one of the directors attached to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, will make his live-action directorial debut with at least one episode in Ahsoka. Now, the source on this is The Hollywood Reporter, so as we always like to say with The Hollywood Reporter, this is legit. Expect this to absolutely come to fruition. Ramsey will be one of the directors. In this article, Hollywood Reporter explains that he's going to be one of the directors, not necessarily the only one. So first impressions, I mean, I love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Connecting back to our No Way Home discussion, maybe I don't love it as much as Zach does. I think Zach said it was potentially like his favorite Spider-Man story of all time. So when you hear this news, Zach, just overall impressions, Peter Ramsey being on board with Ahsoka, how do you feel about that?
Obviously, great news, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gets me very, very excited. As you said, Into the Spider-Verse, I don't know. So I'm actually getting my No Way Home copy tomorrow because it just came out. I had to get that physical. I'm old.
Don't blame you. Don't blame you.
Yeah. So Into the Spider-Verse is so good. And whether it's number one or not, it is so well directed and so well concocted in terms of what they do in the film. So it makes me so happy to hear he's going to be at least one episode. I thought that was interesting, right? At least one episode. Be happy to hear that he does more. But overall, great to hear they're pulling in talent, especially other talent like Mandalorian. They've kind of had this like group that they've stuck to. I'm happy to hear they're bringing in other people because you hear it all the time. People say Star Wars did this for me, or Star Wars got me started in this. And so all of these creators are chomping at the bit to get into Star Wars. And if you bring in talent like this, I'm sure he has a large history loving Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get him on Ahsoka, which everyone already loves. And man, it just seems like a good feel. I don't know how else to explain it. We'll see what he can do, though.
No,
what do you think?
I certainly feel that. And something else that kind of hit me was how Dave Filoni had his entire career focused in on animation, and of course this is going to be mainly produced by Dave Filoni. Ahsoka is Dave Filoni's character.
You better believe he is going to be standing behind the camera with like a Nerf gun.
Absolutely.
Like
you better do this right. This is my girl. This is my girl.
That's right.
But yeah, it's cool to see the connections as far as these two talents. Peter Ramsey, this is his first live action directorial debut. Dave Filoni made his first live action directorial debut in The Mandalorian. So maybe it's one of those situations where Dave Filoni's kind of starting to become the teacher, if you will, to somebody else that's kind of in a similar situation, because obviously Filoni's got an incredible animation background. But of course, with Filoni in mind, this is, to my knowledge at least, this is the first known episode featuring live action Ahsoka Tano that Dave Filoni will not be directing. And I just found that interesting because, in a sense, like, that's great for me because I love having someone else give their take on this incredible character. But I've also loved the sense that every time Ahsoka pops up, it's clearly Dave Filoni's direction and purpose. So it's like 50-50. But of course, like you alluded to, I think Filoni will be right there at his hip pocket saying, no, yeah, do that.
Yeah.
So
she would
so
do
on.
this, she would do that, blah, blah, blah. But overall, I'm also, I like the point you made about Filoni kind of, molding the other creators, doing what he's doing, because I do think there's a huge difference in animation and live action.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I almost like animation sometimes way more than live action because of the things you can do with it. And I think Into the Spider-Verse, perfect example. You can't make that movie in live action.
100%.
You can't. With all they're like changing frame rates and stuff to make people look different in the Into the Spider-Verse, and all of that stuff is what I'm talking about when it gets me excited to see him move to live action with Star Wars in Ahsoka. All of that's good, and then like you said, you got Papa Dave over there looking at you, which is probably really nerve-wracking, but he ain't gonna let his baby go down, right? So, overall, super excited about this entire story.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I can't wait to hear more directorial announcements because I think they'll pull more. Now, I still do believe Filoni will direct the most episodes, kind of like how Favreau has written at least the most. Filoni's going to be the main guy.
Is Filoni show running this?
I believe he is. I know he is he's at least the executive producer of it.
Sure.
So, of course, he's probably going to be the showrunner as well. And I see RFB has joined us in the chat. What's up? Howdy.
Hey.
Glad that you're here. But, yeah, I'm extremely excited for Ahsoka. This news got me even more so excited. And Star Wars Newsnet is reporting that filming on Ahsoka begins this month. So, hey, the story is written. And also today, this is something that wasn't able to make the news, the notes that I made, and we'll probably discuss it next week a little bit more. Ahsoka news today, Bryce Dallas Howard was speaking and saying that, hey, if you love the Clone Wars, you're going to love Ahsoka because there's just these great, I guess, connections or feels or something. I don't know. But hearing that, seeing that, I can't wait to see Ahsoka because of the things that we keep hearing.
I'm glad you brought up that the Bryce Dallas Howard thing because I saw that and I was like, interesting.
You got thoughts on it?
Say that. All right. She didn't have to say that. So the fact she did is good. And on Wikipedia, the only writer we know of is Dave Filoni at this point. Which I don't know if that'll be the case when they come out and announce things, but currently it just says him.
Yeah. And RFB here says there were things John wanted to do in season 1 of Mando. Dave said not like that exactly. Yeah, Dave has always been that guy, kind of in the background. He gets it. He just gets it. Well,
that's why he's the creative blah 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 term they come up with him.
Yeah, that new title. Yeah,
the captain of the ship, as I always say. They needed a captain of the ship. I think they gave that to Dave. And look at the Star Wars we've been getting.
Yeah, it's been good.
Come on, baby.
It's been good. All right, well, listen, you let us know what you think of Filoni not being the only director. Of course, now we have Peter Ramsey, one of the directors that was with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, directing Ahsoka. Let us know what you think of that news, either in the comments, live chat, or over on Discord. Link in the description. All right, next news piece. This one caused some internet frenzy there for a minute. On the Rich Eisen show, Giancarlo Esposito said The Mandalorian Season 3 would be coming this summer. Now, I did everyone a favor. Go follow Mando Talk, at Mando Talk on Twitter. I pulled that clip, posted it out there. I loved actually hearing what he had to say. I think he misspoke. I don't think this thing is actually going to be coming in the summer. We've been hearing about how this is going to be coming in that, Mandalorian, Boba Fett gap, and we haven't heard anything to indicate that it's going to be otherwise. Now, speculation, one of the things I said on Twitter was, could there be a switcheroo between Andor and Mandalorian Season 3? I find that highly unlikely. I'm leaning toward Giancarlo Esposito just misspoke. What were your thoughts when you saw this pop up on your Twitter feed?
First, I was like, what?
Exactly.
Say what now? But I agree. I think he misspoke.
Yeah.
I think he meant next summer.
Hold up. Next summer. I about choked on my drink there. What?
I don't know. I honestly don't know what he meant. But I hope he didn't mean next summer. But why would he say would be coming this summer?
Yeah, that's weird. It's weird.
I'm trying to figure out if he did misspeak, what did he in his mind think that he was trying to cover up, right? Like, oh yeah, it would be coming this summer. Did he think it was talking about Obi-Wan or talking about Andor? Like,
maybe maybe that's just how out of the loop Lucasfilm keeps their talent so they don't spoil stuff. I don't know. That's a possibility. Yet?
Maybe he's filming in the summer?
He was saying on the show that he had shot some stuff, but he was fixing to soon have to go back and wrap some things up. So, he could have tried to have been saying this as in me doing some more work on it is coming this summer.
That's how I initially read it. When I saw it on Twitter, I initially read it as he's going back for like reshoots or something this summer. Mm-hmm. But then, I was digging into the notes and reading online, and I was like, oh, all right, wait. Coming this summer, like, I don't know. I don't think it's a good move either. It's not in the notes here, but I want your opinion. I don't think that would be a good move. Don't do that.
No, I don't think it'd be a good move either.
Even if it was 100%. Possible, don't do it. Like, even if it was ready, let Obi-Wan breathe. You're gonna this Obi-Wan, the trailer. All right. We haven't talked about, I haven't got to talk about any of this yet. All right. The Obi-Wan stuff has brought everyone together for the first time since Force Awakens, and maybe even bigger than Force Awakens, to be honest with you, because I know Force Awakens came out. Oh, it's a copy. Blah blah blah. All right, I did not see one person complaining about the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer, as they shouldn't, because it's almost perfect. Okay, it is almost perfect. It's so good. And RFB says Mando season 3 just started filming, or just finished filming. Post-production's in a couple months to finish, not likely. Bespin Bulletin still says season 3 comes into this year. I saw that. I appreciate the info, because it's a good point. I think it should be end of the year.
Yeah.
Why would you mess with that staple at this point, right? Because jumping on the different Star Wars things I missed. So Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer, incredible. All right. I got chills. I immediately texted Keller and was like, have you seen this yet? And he's like, no, I hadn't watched it. And I was like, all right, just let me know what you think. And I was like basically weeping, and I knew he had to be basically weeping watching this when Duel of the Fates comes out. Oh my,
it's incredible.
It was just like, good. Oh, this is good. And then they drop it, and then you see Luke, and then oh god, dude, and then that, and then
yeah,
whew, it just made me. I watched it like 400 times. So
100%, absolutely.
Can't wait for that trailer. And then talking about the December time slot there, Book of Boba Fett. Haven't got to talk about that either.
And that was in the notes. This is an opportunity for you to talk about Book of Boba Fett since we're talking Mandoverse. What were your thoughts?
Yep. Yeah. So if you're listening, we're jumping away from the Giancarlo stuff. We're going to get into my thoughts of this. Book of Boba Fett is an interesting dynamic for me because overall, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love it. Definitely didn't hate it. I thought it was good, is what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good. It had very great moments, but overall, I thought it was good. Maybe almost fine, but I think fine is too light for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go good if we're rating it. Overall, like I said, I thought the characters were cool. Book of Boba Fett. Boba Fett kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is. And he didn't suck as a character. He sucked because they didn't have anything for him to do. He just was there and he'd walk around and say some stuff. And then that was it. I wanted to see this gangster stuff they were selling us on. And we got like moments of it, but then it was Finnick doing all the gangster stuff. She was the cool,
which was awesome. I mean, I love me
100%. She was amazing. It was amazing watching her work. And I guess you could say he's the mob boss. She is the, worker ant who does all the work. But I just overall the Boba Fettness of it was kind of lacking for me. But of course, you get Mando 2.5.
Yeah, you do.
And it is some of the best Star Wars that's ever been put to film, on the screen.
Yeah,
it is,
yeah.
And that's why I'm so jaded on it, because can you imagine if we got this Book of Boba Fett, what we thought it was going to be, and Boba Fett being Boba Fett, the BA we know him to be, like in the episode of Mandalorian. I felt like we never got that same person.
I could see that. I feel like maybe we got glimpses of it finally in the finale when him and Din Djarin were kind of wrecking shop with each other, sort of. But still,
close.
I got to the point where
not like,
I don't know if I've said this on the show, but I know I've said it to a lot of people just casual conversations when they ask me about Boba Fett. At the end of the day, the Book of Boba Fett made me not care as much as Boba Fett. Care as much about Boba Fett.
Bingo. That's what I'm saying. Like,
which hindsight, that's not a good goal.
That's not a good thing. Not a good thing. And Connor Kraft says, "Hello there.
Hello there.
I can't do it. So you don't want me to do it, but hello, welcome in. Yeah. So we're talking about my impressions of Book of Boba Fett. If you're just jumping in, it made me not like Boba Fett as much, which sucks. But my God, it made me like Mando even more.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, and it did get me excited for this Mandalorian season 3 that, of course, we're talking about with this Giancarlo Esposito stuff.
Of course,
But again, some of that stuff that I thought we were getting in season 3, we got here. It was just kind of weird. It was just kind of weird.
I don't understand the idea. I don't understand why they would do that, because if I'm watching with Taylor, who knows nothing, my wife, she knows nothing, and we didn't watch Book of Boba Fett, we jump into season 3,
and we're like,
are they going to do like a little flashback thing where you're going to see Luke and you're going to get all this stuff, and you're going to be like, what did I miss?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to do like a previously thing to open season 3, and not only have season 2 content from The Mandalorian in it, but Book of Boba Fett content.
And that sucks, because that stuff, those moments were incredible. They are incredible. It just, man, it gets me upset because, like I said, the story as a cohesive story, okay for me. But the pieces were incredible.
Yeah, they were.
You saw Luke and the freaking animation on his face, dude. There's
great.
Some moments it looks like freaking Luke out there. Especially compared to what we saw of him in season 2.
Yeah, in season 2. Yeah,
like that deep fake stuff is scary and it's crazy. But all of that was so well done. And then the Mando stuff himself, where he's fighting and he's like, he's with the people that are left, and then he fights the one guy who is actually Jon Favreau, I believe, right? Voiced by Jon Favreau.
Yes, you're correct.
Fights him. That stuff was amazing. And then now he's like an outcast because he took his helmet off. All of that was good. Book of Boba Fett, Spoilers. We didn't say that, but if you didn't watch it, all right, sorry. And overall, just to sum it up, on the notes here, we talk about, has it impacted my enthusiasm for Mando season 2? I mean, it has made it go through the roof for the Mando stuff. Do I want any sort of Book of Boba Fett season 2? No, no. Let that die off. We don't need that. Unfortunately,
man,
because going into this, it's like, this could be so cool.
Yeah.
But they brought in Mando and they made it about Mando, which sucks for Boba Fett.
It does. And see, that's where I might differ a little as far as not wanting a season 2. Maybe they've gotten to the point where Boba is now fully established there in Tatooine and we can get more of that gangster stuff. But I mean, I see your perspective of it, though. And again,
but it goes back to what we talked about. I don't even care.
Yeah, that's fair. If you have that take, that's 100% fair. 100%
no,
fair.
Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong either. I'm saying, like, personally, I don't care what he's doing on Tatooine at this point. They gave me no reason to care.
I still want that Crimson Dawn connection, man.
Well, why didn't they do it?
Yeah.
Why? It's dangling in front of them, man.
I think RFB has kind of told us before that they've transitioned to Crimson Dawn as fully in just comics, which, okay, I guess that's fine.
No,
but you can still do
that's
it.
Dumb.
You can still do it. You can still bring
Star
them in.
Wars. Use all your media, man. I've said that since the beginning. Use your video games, comics, books. Make it all mesh together in a way. And it's hard to do, easier said than done, but make it where I want to go read the books in the comics, but I still get value in the stuff I like, TV shows and games, right?
Yeah.
Like, RFB says, "Oh, shucks, I like the Book of Boba Fett for what it told us."
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And that's fair.
Absolutely.
Completely fair. And I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Like, the stuff in there is good. It's just the overall, like, I wasn't excited for the next week, the next episode. I was just like, all right, Book of Boba Fett's on. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be boring. I don't know.
I mean, I got pretty stoked whenever we heard that Mandalorian
I was
music.
just about to say that. The back half or back couple episodes, it changed because it was Mandalorian season 2.5.
Yeah.
It wasn't even Book of Boba Fett. We got it literally an entire episode of Din Djarin, which was so good.
It was good.
I wish it was in season 3 so that would be the package. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that and the Luke and the Grogu stuff would be in season 3 so we could say, my God, season 3 was incredible.
Talk about a start to season 3 that would have been.
That's what I'm saying. And now we have to say, well, the back end of Book of Boba Fett was good, and now season 3 is good. I don't know. That rubs me the wrong way. Sorry I got kids yelling, but it's
yeah, they're trying to tell you, look, Dad, the Book of Boba Fett was good.
Yeah, hey, Avery, it was okay. Nah, she's actually she's starting to get into Star Wars too.
That's awesome,
and it's because of Lego, the game, and we'll get there later.
Nice.
But I'll just tell you about that later. Overall, Book of Boba Fett, good, and I am excited for season 3. I'm so excited.
The more I hear about it, the more Giancarlo Esposito wants to talk, even if he's saying things that aren't necessarily correct. Keep bringing it, Giancarlo. Tell me what you want to tell me about season 3.
And on the flip side of the coin that I've been preaching here for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, if that's a sneak peek of what season 3 is going to look like, we're going to get the best Star Wars ever. Like the best Star Wars content of all time. If that's just a little sneak of what they have for us. So
I mean,
I'm excited.
They just bring Bryce Dallas Howard back. I mean, she's got it going. She gets it.
She's so good.
She's good.
She's got the eye, man. That episode she did the Mando only episode, correct?
She did the fully Din Djarin.
And it was completely the vibes were so Star Wars, but they were so Mandalorian, and I mean that in the best way possible. Like, you immediately knew this was Din Djarin's story in this episode. Yeah. I don't know how. Like, you can't put your finger on what she did, but just the camera movements and the angles and what they had him doing. She is so good. I want her to touch all the Star Wars things. TV and movie. Give her a movie, man.
Hey, that's fair. I was going to say give her a show, too. I mean, either or.
Give her a show. Let her show run freaking Ahsoka or something. I don't know. Just let her be.
How
in the Star
about
Wars
let her
world,
do
man.
the Rangers if they decide to do that? If they decide to rework
Sure.
that show, give it to Bryce Dallas Howard because Filoni's got to show run Ahsoka 100%. It's got to be him or no one.
Yeah, you're right. RFB says Run and Publishing won't let storytellers cross over in another way to tell the story. If it's in the comics, it's there from start to finish. That is so interesting to me.
Yeah, I would have to read into that. Is that I need to read into that. I need to read into that.
I'll take your word for it for now. If that's the case, again, dumb. I hope that's not the case.
Fair enough.
You have Star Wars, man.
Yeah.
You have the biggest, most delicious sandbox in the history of franchises, maybe besides Pokemon, but that's debatable. And you're gonna let them stay in a lane. I don't know. Seems dumb.
Hey, I mean, yeah, maybe. I need to read into that for sure.
It's probably right because it is dumb. You know what I'm saying?
All right, guys. You let us know what you think of Giancarlo Esposito. You let us know what you think of the Book of Boba Fett. If you still got some thoughts on that, I would love to hear it. And where is your excitement level at for The Mandalorian Season 3? Does Giancarlo Esposito seemingly misspeaking get you more excited? Where are you at? Let us know wherever you can let us know. All right, next news piece. Star Wars Visions will reportedly have a second season releasing in the fall of 2022. The source on this is Cinelinx. According to this report, the second season has been in development since September, which I believe I've kind of been reading here, there, everywhere a little bit, really ever since then. Additionally, the second season is expected to continue the story of some Season 1 episodes featuring the same studios, while some new studios will be joining the lineup as well. Details regarding Visions are expected at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim 2022. I mean, I would certainly say that if this thing is really and truly releasing in the fall of 2022, they got to make an announcement at Celebration because, I mean, we're coming up close to that window where you got to know that this is coming as far as just like shareholders and things like that go. So this is exciting for me. I would say about 70% of Star Wars Visions I enjoyed. About 70% of the first season. Some of the episodes were kind of just not my style, which I think you can probably see that with a lot of people. A lot of people have their favorites, then kind of like their middle tier, and then like some that were just like, they're there. Again, Visions is one of those things that, Zach, you weren't on the show for when that thing finally dropped. So what do you think about it getting a second season, and what are your just overall impressions on Visions as a whole?
Yeah, so DJ, what up, DJ Foster in the chat?
DJ Foster, what's up, man?
He says Visions, and that's exactly what I thought when I read this because I loved Star Wars Visions.
Let's go,
dude! It was so refreshing. I honestly couldn't believe that Star Wars and Lucasfilm had let this happen.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it's one of those things you see on YouTube that people just do and then they take it down because the company is like, no. That's what this felt like in the best way possible. Every episode being this special thing with these different studios and they all having their own vibe. And some of it, again, I know I just said it before, but some of the coolest Star Wars stuff we've ever seen. It's the stuff that you talk about when you're on the playground. They did some of that. And yeah, they did. Man, the fact they're getting season 2 makes me so happy because I didn't see this coming. Like I didn't know about any sort of rumor or anything. Like I just read it and I was like, let's freaking go, baby.
Nice.
Because I loved it. And the fact that the little tidbit of they're going to continue some stories and that is even more hype for me because if it's the good ones or not the good ones, my favorite ones, I should say.
There you go.
Oh, man. That is just incredibly exciting for me. I loved Visions. And I think across the board, from what I've seen, people feel the same way. Like you said, some of them aren't their style, some of them whatever, but some of them,
bangers.
Wow. Amazing Star Wars content. I can't remember the names of them, but
yeah, I'm struggling to remember them off the top of the dome
one
right now,
where
too.
The one comes into the village and you got the guy and he's got a red lightsaber.
Oh, the Ronin one? The first one.
Dude, just come on. That
was great stuff.
That was incredibly
well, and I see that one would be one that they would give a sequel to. I feel like in the second season,
100%, and that's where I was alluding to when I was saying that. I hope they do, because what a character, what a situation! Like they told so much in so little time. So well done,
man. This makes me want to go back and watch them again. I don't know if I've given Visions a second watch.
I haven't. I definitely need to. I will before this. Definitely.
You know, another one of the episodes that really stands out to me is the one that at the end of it, you realize that all of these people that have gathered are Sith.
Oh, dude.
Great
so
episode.
Good.
I hope that one gets a sequel as well.
So good. And even if it doesn't, that one specifically, even if it doesn't, like, what a way to end it. And talking about Star Wars Celebration and the timeline stuff. And RFB says, yeah, buddy, loves Star Wars Visions. That's right. And again, across the board, that's kind of what I've seen is I can't believe Star Wars let this happen. And it's so cool. It is incredibly amazing. But so for Celebration, I think they'll wait. I think they will wait until Celebration.
Yeah.
Because why not? Right. It's a kind of niche product in the Visions thing. I don't know how many people it's going to pull onto Disney Plus. It's more of a, hey, look at this cool series we're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get you. I totally understand
it's not a tentpole. It's more of a look at what we're doing type deal. So I think they'll let it marinate. They probably leaked this out themselves. They sent it out. Hey, you can talk about it. So now everyone's going to know about it. And then, especially if it's been since December and I didn't hear about it. Or September. Obviously, it's going to take that long for these studios to do that because animation takes forever. Yeah. So I'm just super excited overall, man. Super excited.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. Now, I have seen people online trying to say, look, this time make the second season canon. Absolutely not. Do not let the second season become canon, because that was the best thing about the first season, because there were no rules, no regulations. They just did whatever they wanted to do, and that's what made it so good. Because you can't have all of these ridiculous lightsaber fights and anything that they really did if they were stuck to canon.
Well, Lucasfilm won't let it happen. That is the one thing that let Visions be Visions, is there's no stipulation. Because if it was a stipulation, we'd be getting midichlorians and boring fights and these like I say boring, but like standard,
just your standard
things.
Style, yeah. What you've seen before.
Crazy, outlandish, amazing lightsabers and fights and cinematics that we got. So don't make it canon. No.
Keep it going with the non-canon content. It's great. It's great. Well, listen, it sounds like here we're excited for a second season of Visions. Can't wait to see it. You let us know what you think about getting that second season. I think it's legit. I think this is for sure going to be coming soon, coming in fall of 2022. All right, our last and final. It's one or it's both. It's the same thing.
I'm gonna interrupt you real quick.
Do it. What you got?
All right, so it's fall 2022 on Visions.
I like this conversation already.
When does Bad Batch season 2 come out?
Great question. Phenomenal question. Maybe they'll give us some clarification at Star Wars Celebration.
They will. That's where I was going with that. They're 100% going to make it a part of Celebration. Celebration this year, I think, is going to be dope.
It's going to be insane.
That's my plant my flag in the sense of this celebration's going to be nuts, man.
I hope. DJ was talking, I think it was last week's episode, saying that, Star Wars Celebration Chicago a couple years back when Rise of Skywalker was coming out, people thought like, oh, this is the best celebration of all time. Nah, I agree with DJ. I think it's going to be this year. I mean, there's just too much content that they can talk about and share new stuff with that, we're just going to be grinning ear to ear that whole weekend.
Like, it's going to be nuts. And I agree 100% with him in the sense of there's just so much to pull on now, where I felt like the other celebrations, it was kind of like, let's enjoy Star Wars.
Yeah, it was Friday. It was Friday that they would give their sequel trailer for their next film or Rogue One or whatever, and then the rest of the weekend just happened.
And it was just like, let's celebrate Star Wars, and that's okay. But this one, they have enough to every day drop 100%. Some bombs on us. Just be like, hey, boop, boop. Boop. It's going to be awesome, and I think Bad Batch will be there. And I know I spoke a little heavy on Bad Batch at points because it kind of was at some points boring, but I am kind of excited for season 2.
Let's go.
I won't lie to you.
Now, have you heard about season 2 making a time jump?
No.
Yeah, there's reportedly a time jump.
So she's gonna be older?
A little bit, yeah.
Good.
Which
I like that.
Gets me more excited.
I was gonna say, make her older, make her like capable. Not that she wasn't capable, but make her even
just more a part of the
leader.
Group. Yeah,
more of a beast that she is, man. So Omega, let's go.
Omega.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you and break up your thing, but I thought I wanted to bring up the celebration.
No, that's a great question. I mean, it was a great question as far as Bad Batch because, again, throw another show in there as far as we're going to have some overlap or something.
Obi-Wan or Bad Batch, Ahsoka.
But, of course, Visions did drop everything at once last time.
True.
So that is something that's not holding them back necessarily. Like they can just dump it all just like they did the first time. So
we'll see. We see, I mean, they moved Obi-Wan up so it wouldn't. I don't know. I haven't got to talk about this either.
I gave a rant last week, man. That was probably the darkest I ever went.
Dude, I didn't watch last week. I feel so bad. I watch every week, in the 1 week I don't watch, but yeah, I can't believe they did that.
It just doesn't really make necessarily any sense. We came to the conclusion that it was Disney Plus saying, back off Stranger Things. Disney Plus is better than Netflix at this point. It was their version of saying, nah, we're the best streaming service. But still, I'm still not okay with them making that decision personally. But hey,
that's my phrase of the day. That's dumb. Because I can't believe they would do that. When I saw it on Twitter and it's Ewan McGregor saying this, I was just like, why?
Yeah. Well, I got excited at first because I thought they were saying every Friday again. But nope, we're just going to turn around and go back to Wednesday. What?
No. They're going back to Friday.
No, they're not going back to Friday.
I thought the first one's on Wednesday.
You got to go back to listen to.
And the next one's Friday.
Last week's episode.
Dude, I'm dumb.
Breaking news. No, the premiere is May 27th, which is Friday. Yeah. Friday, May 27th.
Oh, that's it.
2 episodes. Yeah, and then they're going to go back to just turning around and dropping episode 3 on the next Wednesday.
That's what? It's so dumb, man. Dumb. Come on. But all right, whatever. We get 2 episodes. I know they did that to kind of make it. Ooh, dude, you get 2 episodes
during celebration weekend.
Don't get me wrong. I'm hype about that.
Yeah,
I'm hype about that for sure. But oh well, we just talked about this. I pulled up StarWars.com. The first thing I see is Fall In with Star Wars: The Bad Batch at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
So there you go. Boom.
Right on the money. Well, speaking of Obi-Wan Kenobi, let's get to this last and final news piece. In a Entertainment Weekly article, the tone of Obi-Wan Kenobi has been teased, hinting at a, quote, a time of darkness in the galaxy, end quote. So, of course, as we always do, I'm going to run through the big quotes. These big quotes are from Joby Harold, who is the series writer. I didn't pull necessarily quotes from Entertainment Weekly themselves, but more so the quotes from the talent himself. I'm going to read those as I always do, and I'm just going to give you my quick reaction to that quote, and then I'll pass it to Zach. If he wants to add anything to that quote, feel free to do so, but we'll kind of go about it that route. All right, the first big quote here. It certainly doesn't sound peachy keen, at least according to series writer Joby Harold. It takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, in a time of darkness in the galaxy, Harold tells EW. The Empire is in the ascendancy, and all of the horrors that come with the Empire are being made manifest throughout the galaxy, and the Jedi Order as we know them are being all but wiped out. So everything that was in the prequels has crumbled. Just the quote, this was the one thing that I had to say about this first one. The Empire being in ascendancy. For some reason, as soon as I saw that, I just immediately thought of the 2 characters of Palps and Thrawn. Or not Thrawn, sorry, not Thrawn, Tarkin. Palps and Tarkin, because those 2 are so key in the growth and the start of the Empire. I mean, you see the two with Vader at the end of Revenge of the Sith. So immediately I was like, okay, I mean, if we really want to get into how does the Empire really fully get fleshed out and started, those two characters would have to show up. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to show up in Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I think the possibility is there. Any thoughts on just that idea or just that first main quote from you, Zach?
I love it. I love it.
Good.
Set the scene, baby. Yeah, set the scene, because the reason I say I love it is that was my favorite part of Bad Batch.
Yeah, it was. I remember that. Yeah.
It was my favorite part in showing what this means for the galaxy and what they're doing and how the roots are just infecting the world. And it would make complete sense that 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, this we'll call them company. This company has just invaded everywhere now. And I'm sure they're pretty stable at this point. And I'm excited to see what people think of them. Like, are we still going to get more like Nazi type stuff where people are cheering and loving them? Or are we going to get more rebel type feel? Like, what are we going to get? Like, are we going to get some supporters of the Empire? Like, yeah, let's woo. I don't know. I kind of hope not, because it would make sense to where we are, but we'll get some of that maybe. Overall, very excited to hear the ascendancy of the Empire. Yeah. What a very interesting word. I agree with you there. I think we got to see Palpatine, right?
Some form of like hologram, him communicating with Vader would be great. That's all I need. That's all I need.
That's right. That's all I need, because that would make sense. It's not like we're pushing him in there because
it's not
we
forced.
Need to push him. That's right. I mean, he was in the freaking Bad Batch. He's got to be in Obi-Wan Kenobi, right?
Yeah. I mean, it would certainly make sense.
And I don't need him flipping around and shooting lightning. I just need him to say some words, and I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Some form of like him just reporting to Vader about how maybe Kenobi's still out there or something. Something.
Get him. That's what I need.
There's an easy way to get him connected into it.
Yeah, I need a quick kill him from... That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it would. All right, next quote. Those surviving Jedi, those that do survive, are on the run, explains Harold, and they're in hiding, and Vader and his Inquisitors are chasing them to the end of the galaxy. So my big takeaway with this is that we will see, in my opinion, this is not fact. This is just speculation on my part. We will see some like comic book connected Jedi, like Jedi that we know in the comics that aren't really connected to a show or a movie, or potentially just new Jedi created simply to be killed off in this show, to show the Inquisitors are really just Jedi killers. So they're just going to create either a new Jedi for that, or just tie in some crazy comic book connection with some Jedi that we've seen only in the comics. That was my thought when I saw that, as far as the Inquisitors chasing them to the end of the galaxy.
Yeah, 100%. I think you'll get some no-namers, maybe some Jedi, because we got to see these fools, dropping them, right? We got to set. Sorry about that, listeners. We got to set the scene on how legit these Inquisitors are, because if you haven't played Jedi Fallen Order, you say the word Inquisitor. I don't know how familiar you may be with it. Is it in other stuff?
Rebels, the animated series.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So as you guys know, I've never watched Rebels. Get off my back.
Or Clone Wars.
Or Clone Wars.
Roast him.
Right?
No, don't get off his back. Roast him, because I have told him over and over again, you got to watch it. You got to watch it.
Yeah. You have. You and DJ both. And that's fair. I will do it someday.
Sure. Sure.
I tried watching Clone Wars. I got so bored for the first
you got to push
season,
through.
Man.
You got to push through.
I was just like, God, I can't. But we'll get there. But yes, the Inquisitors are fascinating to me. And the fact they're in this, man, it gets me so pumped, because Jedi Fallen Order, amazing, and the Inquisitors are an integral part of that story. So the fact they're going to be an integral part of this story makes me so happy, especially if they're hunting down freaking Obi-Wan Kenobi. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Because we know how it ends. So what happens, right? Like what? And he talks about, the faith that defines a Jedi and surviving Jedi. I agree with you. We're going to see more of them. He's going to connect up with some, because he's got to have hope. They even say it, the last hope or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
And that kind of gets into this next quote, as far as it says, within that hopeless Fatalistic world. Interesting word there. Fatalistic world.
Never even heard that word.
We find possibly the most famous of all our surviving Jedi in hiding, struggling with that faith that defines the Jedi and wanting to hold on to it and hoping to regain that faith, just like you were talking about there, Zach, within that sort of hopeless world. Now, of course, speculation and just wanting to see this, the question I threw in the notes and I just answered it myself was, how will he regain this faith? The answer is Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn is going to communicate with our boy, and he's going to be like, yep, let's go. I'm in this. There you go. There's the series. That's how we get 100%. Started. Let's go.
100%. Yeah. I mean, that sentence, that quote, literally confirms it to me.
Ooh, okay. Confident with it. Let's go.
Wanting to hold on to and hoping to regain that faith within the sort of hopeless world. How other way is he going to regain the faith, right? He's going to see Yoda. Well, no, he ain't going to see Yoda yet. Not going to see Yoda yet. Sorry. He's not going to see Yoda. He's going to see Qui-Gon Jinn, because what other hope does he have? Like, he's got Luke, but his buddy got wrecked. He wrecked him. Yeah. His pupil. And what else does he have? He has to protect Luke. Like, that's boring. And you got these Inquisitors coming down, slaying Jedi. And guess what, buddy? You got the biggest target on your freaking back, because I assume at some point they find out that he's alive. Because it's not confirmed in any moment in Star Wars that he made it out alive, is there?
Who?
Like the Empire, do they know he is alive and he made it out of Order 66?
Oh, the Kenobi. Ooh.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know why they would.
I don't think that they are fully in the know. I mean, there's speculation, of course, but I don't think that they know that he is. Well, no.
They're gonna know.
They gotta know he's alive because of how Anakin
Darth Vader. That's
white.
Right. Because Darth Vader is gonna be like, that dude's still alive. He shredded me. Okay. I gotta go do some training and cut all my arm and cut everything off. And no, that's a good point. Because I was thinking in my head, I'm like, do they ever even know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
They just don't know where he went. I don't know how they wouldn't know. I mean, come on.
And
Anakin.
from the trailer I got that they aren't looking for him.
Not necessarily, no.
Like, they're going to be looking for someone else. He's be like, oh, SHIT, this ain't good. This ain't good. Sorry. So we'll see. We'll see what they do, but these quotes just get me more excited. Everything they're doing for this Obi-Wan stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you're right. The teasers, the teaser that we got, images, quotes, everything. It all sounds good. All right, next one. Within that environment and that galaxy, his faith is tested, and he goes on a journey that allows him to travel from that character that we saw in the last of the prequels, where McGregor really felt like he was embodying Obi-Wan Kenobi to a pretty extraordinary degree, and it ends with him as the more finished article that Sir Alec Guinness gave to the world in A New Hope. So that really made me believe that they could have taken this series to the doorstep of A New Hope if they really wanted to. But Kathleen Kennedy, I know, recently was saying like they still haven't closed the door on potentially doing season 2, so that maybe doesn't make that as likely. But that's what I always thought. Like, they could do like a flash forward at the end of this Kenobi series and show like old hermit Ben Kenobi on Tatooine, and that way it's just a perfect segue into A New Hope. But this idea of maybe there could be a season 2 kind of derails that a little bit. But hey, any thoughts on that before we get to the next one?
Where I sit on that is, at this moment, I hope they keep it one season. I kind of like the Book of Boba Fett in the sense of I kind of want a bow on it. I want him to come back for one season, keep it special, especially if it's amazing as we hope it's going to be. Just don't get greedy with it, right? Now, if they say we're doing season 2, I will be the first one to watch it. But
oh yeah.
Like, currently, I kind of just want the season 1. Like, I want it to be finite. I want them to have their back against the wall. And how are they going to write the story? That's what I want.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And the fact that he specifically calls out Alec Guinness, it made me think about why or where Obi-Wan was at this moment. Because I always just assumed, the Obi-Wan we get in Revenge of the Sith, yes, he becomes Alec Guinness, but I didn't realize how different the vibes would be in those two characters in those moments, because the Alec Guinness we see, he's very stoic, right? Obviously, he's different actors.
Right.
He's very stoic. He's very wise. He's very, hey, Luke, it's all good, man. We're going to figure this out. Here's what we're going to do, right? And I think the Obi-Wan that we get at the end of the Revenge of the Sith is scattered, not confident, upset, disappointed, lost. So the fact that he literally bridges the gap in this one quote, and I know I'm getting into the weeds, but there's a reason he says these things. Mm-hmm. It's because that I think that is their goal of this, right? Is to get Obi-Wan, this hermit guy who's lost everything, into I know what I have to do. I just don't know how I need to do it. Right.
All right, Kylo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Kylo, shout out Kylo, man.
Man, great character. Great character. Good. No, I think you're 100% on the money. And I mean, there are a few more great quotes on that Entertainment Weekly article that, we're kind of running out of time here as far as touching it on, but really we've kind of covered necessarily the big things from that. I mean, great potential character study that we have the opportunity to potentially see in this Obi-Wan Kenobi series. The things he's trying to get over, his connections to, characters that we've seen before, like we mentioned earlier, Qui-Gon Jinn, just
Anakin.
That's going to be the great one. That's going to be the phenomenal one. So go check out that Entertainment Weekly article if you haven't done so already. Like I said, there's some more great quotes in there that we'll talk about. We'll talk about it at another time for sure. Whenever we get some more Obi-Wan Kenobi content,
they're going to start pumping it. So there'll be enough to talk about.
Yeah, they are, and maybe we'll get something before Celebration for that, because I mean, Celebration is when it'll be coming out. So maybe they'll actually give us a May the 4th treat with the next trailer of Kenobi, but we'll see.
100%.
All right, let's get to the last thing here. Zach's here, so we got to get some video game content from him as far as the Star Wars world goes. We'll end the show with this. The question that I posed to Zach in our text whenever we were saying, okay, let's do this thing, let's get you back on, was this. What does Lucasfilm Games need to deliver at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim 2022? Obviously, they're going to have some form of announcement regarding Jedi Fallen Order 2, but specifically what I wanted to hear was what type of announcement or content do we need as general Star Wars fans like myself versus the more like hardcore gamer like Zach. So I'll just go ahead and answer as far as myself, Star Wars only necessarily. Like, I just need story aspects from Fallen Order 2. I just kind of want to see a story trailer. Like, I don't have to see gameplay necessarily. I don't necessarily need like release dates. Just, I would be thrilled with concept art and some form of a story trailer, just so they can start sharing, okay, what is the next adventure in this little mini franchise that we have at this point kind of established. That's my take. What about your gamer? Like, what do you need as a gamer from Jedi Fallen Order 2 at Celebration?
So I definitely need story trailer, definitely. But where I lean on it, I say that as long as there's new things in the game in terms of force powers or what the story lends itself to, show me gameplay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's where I lean. And because we know what you can do in the game. So as long as they have new stuff to show us and that's not spoilery, show me gameplay and tell the story there. Does that make sense? Like, here's where we are. Here's what we're doing. Here's what we're looking for. Whatever the game story is, tell it to me in like a 8-minute gameplay or a 6-minute gameplay.
Oh, that would be cool.
Because that celebration is going to go hype. It's going to get the crazy and then drop the release date at the end. Right now, release dates, everybody, very fluid.
I know, especially in the video game world, right?
Dude, you don't hold your breath on release dates, but I think they've been cooking this one for a while. Like, I think it's almost ready. I got to say, like, based on things I read and whatnot, they've been itching to drop information about Fallen Order. Like they officially announced it, but nothing, right? And that's weird to me. So either it's going to be like no release date and it's in the far, far future, or holiday 22 or something.
That'd be great. That'd be a great time. What a way, to spend Christmas break just playing the heck out of Fallen Order 2. That'd be great. That'd be phenomenal.
I don't know if they'll do that. I'd say my confidence level on that is like a 6.
Okay.
On them to do that, but why wouldn't you, right? I've got if I had to put money on it right now, it may be like a December 23 thing.
Ooh, okay.
Like a next year thing.
Yeah.
But who knows? Like I said, they've been sitting on it for a while. I know they've been wanting to talk about it, and so I want to see gameplay. I want a release date, and if they say, hey, December 22, boom, get it for Christmas, that would be insane. And by the way, Mando season 3, December 12th or whatever it is. Like, that would be incredible. So we'll see. I'm more excited. I got to be honest. I'm more excited about the future of Star Wars, and we have it in our notes. I'll talk about it here.
Do it.
All of these games that they have announced. So if you don't know the history, there was Lucasfilm Arts, right? And they made all the games that you know and love, that you remember. And then EA came along and kind of put a bad taste in people's mouths.
Sure.
Okay.
To say it lightly.
Yeah. And there's a reason that they now have a Lucasfilm Games. So Lucasfilm said, all right, we got to get smart about this again. We need a captain of the ship. We're going to have Lucasfilm Games. And guess what? We're going to let licenses fly. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to let them fly. So now we've got Old Republic remake. We've got Eclipse, which is far, far, far in the future.
100%.
But incredible video.
Yeah.
We've got the Respawn games that they haven't even told us about. We've got another unannounced game from Ubisoft, which is, I mean, the amount of Star Wars content in video game land we're going to be getting in the next like 5 years, because again, video games take forever to make, is so exciting to me. So I think Celebration, I think they should focus on it a little bit. They really should focus on Fallen Order 2, like the thing at hand, right? But give us some more tidbits. Give us games you're working on. If you don't know the history of the VR Star Wars games, they are incredible.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like I have the Oculus VR headset. The Star Wars games are amazing. Like you play as you fight with a lightsaber and use the Force in VR. And they have like a Vader scene. The Vader stuff in there is incredible. And they have like a Jedi training area where you go up against all the robots and the stormtroopers and stuff. It's fascinating and it's very good. So I hope they drop a new VR game on us. That's what I really hope. Because when you're holding the lightsaber, it's what I always wanted. You get a lightsaber, you're using the Force, you get lightning in the game. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. So very excited. I think Fallen Order is going to kill it in terms of quality, in terms of hype, because Fallen Order 1 was amazing. And it was way better than I thought it was going to be.
It was incredible. I mean, the following that it's gotten to, that game gained a lot of traction. More than I thought it was going to. I
agree.
Can't wait.
Well,
for
because
a sequel.
the Battlefront stuff just kind of pissed people off. So the fact we got this game, it kind of is like the Obi-Wan trailer I was talking about, where it kind of unified everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone was so surprised at how well Fallen Order was, with the mechanics and the Force stuff and the lightsaber fights, and then the customizing of your own lightsaber, which felt so cool.
So good.
I think they really have a lot of potential with Fallen Order 2 to even dig deeper into that customization, the stuff we liked the most, the Force powers. The story was cool, but I don't remember the story as much as I remember the gameplay.
Yeah.
With Fallen Order. So maybe they'll change it with Fallen Order 2, but super excited.
Yeah.
But the other game, Star Wars Lego Skywalker saga.
Yeah, give your
running
review.
out of time.
Yeah,
I'll
give
a quick review.
Just quick little review. That's how we'll wrap up the show because I still haven't been able to play it.
If you have a Nintendo Switch, buy it if you like Star Wars. Buy it on the Switch, I'll say. I bought it on PlayStation, and it is awesome. I've never really been a Lego guy, but the love and care they show for Star Wars is so good. And don't get me wrong, okay? It's a Lego game. It's not, oh my God, it's not Elden Ring or any of these other games that you were talking about. But if you like Star Wars, you are going to love these games because the humor is there. They make fun of Star Wars sometimes. They have all the moments that you love, and they even Legoize some of them. I've only gotten through, I haven't completed the entire game, but I've played through all the different trilogies.
Oh, nice.
At least a little bit. And man, it's so good. It's so good. And it's way bigger than I expected. Like you get to go to all these different planets and it's free roam. Like you get to go to these places in the little area and talk to people and change characters on the fly. And man, it's I can't believe how dense the game is. I was not expecting that whatsoever. And I'm so glad they took their time and pushed the release date because
they did.
You can see how much time and amount of content they have in that game specifically for Star Wars. So good. I love it. I highly recommend it if you like Star Wars.
Yeah, I'll highly plan on getting it. Definitely for the summer months. It's going to be my summer go-to. I said it last week. I'm just going to, when I wake up in the morning, if I don't have anything playing that day, I'm just going to turn it on and see how long I go.
That's why, do you have a Switch?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I said it's perfect for the Switch. I wish I'd got it on Switch. It would be the perfect game to just lay in bed and play on my Switch.
Ooh, yeah. Or it sounds like it. It sounds like it.
Because you know the stories, you know what they're going to do, but playing the characters and playing through these iconic moments, it's just fun. It's just really fun. And they, like I said, it's a kid's game. So they Legoize it and they make it funny and goofy and it's not serious whatsoever. It's really good.
That is promising. And I really, really can't wait to finally get it. I know you and DJ both have been able to play it, so I'm chomping at the bit. But, of course, like I've alluded to, Disney kind of hurt the pocket a little bit, so we're going to have to wait a minute for that Lego game. But we'll get there eventually. But thank you so much, everybody, that decided to listen to us this week. We appreciate it. DJ, we'll see if he's back next week. He's got some things that he's having to get through, but regardless, Mando Talk, we're always here to cover all things Star Wars, and we've heavily alluded to Star Wars Celebration. You best believe that Mando Talk's got some special Star Wars Celebration coverage brewing, so I'll share some more announcements about that at a later date. But, of course, Zach, thank you again so much for being here. Any final thoughts to our lovely audience?
Thank you all so much for having me. I love talking Star Wars with you guys. I love just talking to Keller. I love hanging out with him.
Yeah.
So just being here, talking games, talking Obi-Wan, it's just so much fun. And I look forward to the next time I get to do it.
Absolutely. The next time that we do it, we've got to finally get it done where me, you, and DJ are all three together.
Yeah, we got that.
Would be something special. Something special. But all right, until next time, as always, you can get Mando Talk on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at Mando Talk on every single one of those platforms. If you want to have more one-on-one discussion, join our Discord. That link is in the description. And, as always, you know how we do it. We have spoken.